Hi, welcome to another video by Bridge to Better Behavior from the Lawndale Elementary School District. My name is Ms. Tucker and I am a school social worker from Mark Twain Elementary School, and today we'll talk a little bit about providing choices. So what are the benefits of providing choices to your children? Well, providing young children with these opportunities allows them to use their voice, make decisions, develop ownership, build respect, strengthen the relationship or a community, solve problems, and develop a great way to bond, especially by embodying that cooperation and developing those problem-solving skills. Most importantly, there's a human need for power and control, and this capitalizes it for kids in a very respectful and appropriate way. So when do you provide the choices? Well, based upon Psychology Today in 2016, there are a couple of guidelines to providing those choices. And the first one is to not overwhelm them. So the best way to do that when providing choices is to give them the choice right before a transition or a non-preferred activity, something that you know your child does not enjoy or like. Another guideline was to ask them to help you fix problems. So the best time to provide that choice to allow that guideline to be adhered to is when you're trying to develop a solution to a problem, or more importantly, when you see that your child is maybe getting frustrated or they're having really strong emotions. The last guideline was to think and reinforce. Reinforce those problem-solving skills and those decision-making skills. So another time that you can provide those choices is maybe in situations where you want to enhance those decision-making skills as, something very nonchalant. Maybe right before dinner, you want to ask them, do you want to set the table or do you want to get out the plate, right? If you want to just enhance those decision-making skills. That's another time in which you can provide it in a very nonchalant time. So how do you provide it, right? Whether it's a nonchalant time or if your child is feeling frustrated, right? And you're trying to ask them to help you fix a problem. Well, first, you want to take a deep breath. And you want to think about what you want your child to do. You want to make a very conscious decision. Acknowledge their feelings if you notice that they're having big emotions and they're frustrated or overwhelmed. Tell your child that he or she has a choice. State the two options calmly, because remember, we don't want to overwhelm them, so we only give two options. Ask the child to commit to a decision and then repeat it back to them. All right, let's give it a practice. I have 3 scenarios here, and I have two options that you can give your child based upon what the goal is in that scenario. You may have different options, but let's just go through really quickly. The first one, you want your child to turn off the television because it is time to take a bath before dinner. He or she begins to scream and cry. Provide them with 2 choices. The goal is for your child to take a bath and to turn off the television as they're preparing to wind down for the evening. So the goal is to be prepared so that it's time to get ready at the end of dinner, right? So then they have 2 options. Since the goal is to make sure that they're prepared for nighttime routine, they can take a bath before dinner or after dinner. But remember, when our child is screaming and crying, getting frustrated, we want to stop, take a deep breath, think of our decisions, then make sure we share them calmly. Second scenario, your child refuses to leave the supermarket because he or she wants a candy bar. He or she is making a scene. Provide them with 2 choices. The goal is to leave the supermarket here. So they can choose to push the cart or they could choose to sit in the cart. Acknowledge their feeling of frustration and maybe a little bit of disappointment. Give them their 2 options calmly, allow them to choose, and maybe they'll even say sit in the cart. No matter how old they are, it's always fun. And lastly, your child is overwhelmed with distance learning and is refusing to complete work on Google Classroom or Seesaw. Provide them with 2 choices. Definitely acknowledge their feeling that distance learning is overwhelming and it's a lot to do, right? Let them know they have choices. They can take a 5-minute break or they can complete the work and then do a fun activity. Let them choose. Acknowledge their decision and repeat their decision back, and then go on. Remember, there are the action steps that you can always use as a resource, but there is a podcast you can listen to as well. It does not only talk about choices, it talks about parenting overall. It is called Parenting Beyond Discipline. You can listen to it on Apple devices as well as Android devices. Thank you for visiting us and take care. Bye.